Welcome back to Funimation 3D, kids and family cartoon. The place where stories come alive with heart, humor, and lessons that help kids grow kinder every day. Today's adventure is full of mystery, friendship, and one very suspicious squirrel. This is the story of The Day the Playground Froze. It all started on a bright Tuesday morning at Maple Grove Elementary. The sky was clear, the sun was warm, and the kids ran to the playground with the usual excitement. Everything seemed normal until Ben, the most energetic boy in the school, sprinted toward the blue slide and suddenly stopped in shock. Guys? What happened to the slide? He shouted. The kids rushed to him. The slide wasn't broken completely, but one of the metal support bars was bent, like someone had used super strength on it. Luna pointed immediately. It was probably Ben! He's always jumping and running like a kangaroo. A few kids nodded. Ben's eyes widened. What? I didn't even touch it. Seriously. But because Ben was always the wild one, the fast one, the one who accidentally bumped into people, everyone started whispering and assuming the worst. A boy muttered, "Only Ben could bend a slide like that." Ben felt his chest tighten. His face turned red. He wasn't used to being blamed. At least, not like this. It felt heavy, like someone had just strapped a giant emotional backpack onto him. That's when Maya, the smart Sherlock Holmes-loving girl of the class, stepped forward. She crossed her arms dramatically. "Everyone stop! We don't have any proof, and no mystery gets solved without evidence." The kids paused. Ben stared at her with hopeful eyes. Maya knelt down beside the bent bar, narrowing her eyes like a detective examining a crime scene. "Interesting. Very interesting," she muttered. She looked at the dirt beneath the slide and suddenly gasped. "Aha! Look at this!" She pointed to tiny V-shaped marks in the sand. The kids leaned in. Ben blinked. "What kind of footprints are those?" Maya smiled triumphantly. "Not human," she declared. "These belong to a squirrel." The crowd erupted. "A squirrel?" Maya nodded. "Yes. Anyone who has watched squirrels knows this shape. These marks are fresh, which means a squirrel was here recently." Right on cue, a loud chitter, chitter, chitter echoed from the tree above them. All the kids looked up. A fat, fluffy squirrel sat proudly on a branch, chewing a nut and staring at them with the most guilty little face imaginable. Maya raised an eyebrow. Well, well, well. Look who's watching us. But the mystery wasn't solved yet. Maya continued investigating and crouched near the bent metal bar. Something brown and lumpy was stuck in the crack. She pulled it out carefully. "Guys, you're not gonna believe this." She held up a giant, oversized nut, so big it looked like the squirrel version of buried treasure. Jason shouted, "Wait! Maybe the squirrel tried to hide that nut by shoving it under the slide and jumped on it to push it deeper." Another squirrel on the branch sneezed loudly, as if confessing, and all the kids burst into laughter. Maya put her hands on her hips. "So the real suspect isn't Ben. It's the squirrel. Or maybe an entire squirrel gang." The kids laughed again. Ben let out a long breath. It felt like 1,000 pounds had lifted off his shoulders. "See? I told you I didn't do it!" Luna stepped closer. "Ben, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have blamed you so fast." Ben smiled, feeling lighter. "It's okay. I guess I do run pretty wild sometimes." Luna laughed. "Like a kangaroo on roller skates." Soon the kids gathered materials and made a big sign. "Squirrel crossing! Watch out!" Ben drew a cool squirrel wearing sunglasses. Luna added the slide with a superhero cape. Maya taped the giant nut beside the sign like it was an official piece of evidence from a detective case. While the teachers repaired the slide, the kids played tag, hopscotch, and monkey bars. But the real fix that happened that day wasn't on the playground. It was in the friendships between the students. Maya announced loudly, "Let this be a lesson to everyone. Never blame someone before you know the truth." Ben nodded. "Yeah, and never underestimate the power of a determined squirrel." As if to prove the point, The same squirrel peeked down from the tree again and tossed another nut toward the kids. Jason screamed playfully, "Ah! It's planning something else!" The kids scattered, laughing and shouting. That afternoon, the playground buzzed not with accusations, but with giggles, apologies, and stories about the squirrel crime of the century. Ben felt proud that he had been cleared, proud of Maya for standing up for him, and proud of his classmates for admitting their mistake. He also learned an important lesson. Even when people jump to conclusions, kindness and truth can fix misunderstandings. And sometimes, a good friend is the one who steps forward when everyone else steps back. And that is the hilarious, heartwarming story of The Day the Playground Froze. A reminder that sometimes the truth is hiding right in front of us, sometimes in the form of a furry little creature with a suspicious nut. Thank you for joining us today on Funimation 3D Kids and Family Cartoon. If you enjoyed this mystery, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can bring you even more fun, meaningful stories that help kids learn, laugh, and grow every day. See you in the next episode.